What up people, it's going to be hanging out with you again. It's Richard here, and today I'm going to be checking out a rebuildable tank atomizer with you. This is from the people who's given you things like the Goliath, the Goblin, and the Zephyrus, okay? And they're back with a new innovative design. This one's called the Bellus from Youde Technologies. Alright, so this was sent to me by Youde Technologies. Thanks very much, Youde, for sending it my way, but I wish they'd send more than one. If they send me 2 or 3, I would, do a giveaway and get it out to you so that you can test it for yourself. But what I'm really trying to say is this tank really caught me by surprise because I think it's going to be a hit personally, because it caters to a few types of different vapors. For those of you who likes to chuck the clouds, okay, I put in fact, the first build that I did was a dual Clapton coil in it, and it was coming up to about 0.3, 0.4 ohms. It was chucking it, okay, and on top of that, it was giving me great flavor. Then I had a dual parallel coil on it, same thing, great flavor, good vapor as well. Right now, I put in a single coil build and with a single coil adapter on it, which I'm going to show you how you can use that. It is good, simple. For those of you who don't want to suck your lungs out and just want to do your mouth to lung and have a good vape with good flavor, you might want to check out this RTA. Mind you, this tank can hold 5 ml of your favorite e-liquid before you refill again. What I'm going to do is, to save time, as usual, we're going to put a couple of specs down on the screen and then get into the close-up, have a good look at the tank, and then come back. I'm going to leave you with my 2 cents worth. Catch you later. Alright, a quick unboxing of the Bellus RTA here from Youde Technologies, the brand right on top there, device sitting in there with a spare Pyrex glass tank and some spares. Comes in a plastic box like that, or some of you want to call it the jewel case. The name Bellus on each side of the box, and on this side you have the scratch and check authenticity sticker with a QR code that takes you to their website. On the other end you have a barcode. Underneath here you have the name Bellus and also the different parts that makes up the device and what it's called. A little picture here of the tank teaching you how to fill up your juice using the top fill method, and contents of the box right here. At the bottom you have Cigabuy Youde Technology Company Limited and also their website address, and also right at the bottom here certification logos. All you got to do is just comes with a tamper-proof sticker as well, by the way, which I've already removed because to test the product. And removing the top cover, you have the spare Pyrex glass tank. And just to let you know, this Pyrex glass tank is exactly the same size as the Goblin Mini. So if you do own a Goblin Mini and you need to use the glass for this Bellus tank, you can also do so. Okay, so they're both, you can swap them. All right, they're the same size. And here you have your spares bag, and you have a little red O-ring here for the top cap so that it seals up the juice fill holes there and doesn't let it leak out, and that's what it's for. This is the spare, and a couple of O-rings in there, some dual micro coil pre-built for you, and 2 Phillips head screws. Yeah, Phillips head screws there in case you missed them and you want to replace it, and this little plastic silicone here for your 510 pin to protect it from getting a short. Okay, this is a spare. And you have this little piece here which is your single coil adapter, alright, which we'll come to afterwards. I'll show you how to use it. Putting that aside, you have the device itself. Right here you have your airflow ring, and together with the airflow holes as well, 16 holes on each side. So in a total you have 32 holes, and the holes are 1.2 millimeter in diameter each hole. Alright, so this you can turn and adjust your airflow holes. Okay, if you can't see the holes are too small, all you got to do is just turn over to this side and you can see there's a little O circle marking here. All you got to do is just line up with a little dot right on top. As you can see, this little dot here, just line it up together with a circle, and that means your airflow is completely open. Okay, from there you can make your adjustments. You have the word Bellus that is engraved here in cursive. your Pyrex glass tank. This entire unit is made of stainless steel 304 and the dimension is 22 millimeter by 45.5 millimeter in height. It weighs 56 grams. At the bottom here you have your 510 pin in copper, which is adjustable with a flathead screwdriver. Some engraving that says Youde Technology and the Youde logo right at the bottom here. On the top you have your drip tip, and that's the size of the bore of the drip tip from the top. Pull it off and you have a little O-ring, silicone O-ring here. It's a single O-ring, just to let you know it's not two separate O-rings. It's their own design, and that is the size of the bore of the drip tip. Alright, so putting the drip tip aside, right here you have a top cap. Top cap is removable. Once you unscrew it, it exposes your fill hole. You have got two fill holes for juice. One is for the juice to go in and the other hole is for air to come out. It's a pretty big juice hole, so easily accommodate your needle nose juice bottles. Alright, and you have the red O-ring here, as I mentioned before. This is to prevent juice from leaking out and going all over. So in case you lose this, you have a spares in the spares kit. You have the bottom here. This is the locking ring. Once you unscrew it, the locking ring comes off and it exposes this part of the deck. To remove the deck, all you got to do is just pull and the whole thing comes off. Right? Excuse the coil, I've still got a single built coil in there. And as you can see, this little groove here on both sides. All you got to do is just line it up in front of your coil, and there's also this notch that is right here. Line it up together where the coil sits right in front of the airflow hole. Alright, as you can see, push it down. Okay, take two hands, make sure they're level, push it in. Alright, once it's in, and you can put your locking ring back and screw it back in again. Alright, just to also let you see, there's a little O-ring here that sits against the wall of this tank here. Okay, so I'm going to put the deck aside first before we come to that. This is your airflow control ring, which is removable as well. Slide it off and it comes off, held on by two O-rings. It's just nice, the tension is not too tight and not too loose that it causes your ring to spin around. It holds it quite nicely and it comes off very easily. Alright, so that's the airflow control ring. And you have your airflow right here on both sides, one each. And the airflow is directly right in front of your coil once you put it in. Okay, so that produces more vapor. That's the inside of your chamber. Okay, to remove this, unscrew it again. And you have your chimney shaft right here with an O-ring at the bottom going up against the Pyrex tank. Put this aside. It's your Pyrex tank here. Alright. This whole entire thing is one single piece. Now that's the chimney for you. They call it a fluted chimney, where it's supposed to produce more vapor. Okay. That's how it looks. And you have your juice holes here. Two very long juice holes that goes into your chamber and onto your wick. Alright. Okay, so let's take a look at the deck right now. The deck, you've got two posts, the positive and the negative, and they're 2 millimeter in diameter, your post holes. Phillip head screws, which is pretty big and easy for you to use bigger screwdriver heads and just pin your wire down. Alright. It sits directly right on top of the deck, your coil. That's my single coil built there. On this side you have a little hole here. This is not an air hole, just to let you know. This is for you to sit your single coil adapter, which is this piece here, stainless steel and silicon, and you have this little plug here at the bottom. So all you got to do is just push it up against this, plug it in, and once you've done that, you put everything back again, this actually covers the other side of the airflow hole, so you've only got one side of the airflow going on, right? So that's how it works. That's how you fit in your single coil adapter. We're just going to put some cotton through right now, and I've got some Japanese cotton here. I've got a 3 mm diameter coil, by the way. Just going to put the cotton through. My coil is 3 mm in diameter using 26 gauge wire. Just pull it through like that and get my snips. Alright, to snip it off just about here, just somewhere around there. In fact, I can still afford to trim it off a little bit. Alright, here and here. Okay, so right now I'm going to get some juice and I'm going to just wet it. Alright, you want to just tuck it right above it, just sitting into the channel a little bit, and that's about it. Okay, next what you want to do is just get your chimney here and face the coil right in front of it, push it down, make sure the groove is in line with that. Use both hands, push it down so it's even. Alright, once you've got that in there, once it's even, you want to remember to just get your airflow control ring and make sure Bellus is on the right side up. Push it back in, get your locking ring, screw it back down, and you want to just grab your tank, put it on top of the O-ring. Get this piece, the chimney shaft, put it back on, turn it, close it back, and you've got your juice hole there. Okay, so once it's fully assembled, you want to just put it in there, which fits in just nice. Squeeze in your juice. Alright, so once it's full, you want to take this top cap, put it back, and your drip tip. Alright, so that's your Bellus RTA. We'll get back top side, we're going to vape on it and talk some more. As much as it's advertised, it's never going to leak on you. You got to be very careful with the way you wick, because the first time that I did a build on it, I had a dual Clapton coil, as I mentioned, and I wicked it. I didn't have enough cotton going through the coils. What happened was it obviously flooded the chamber and leaked out through the air hole. So make sure you put in enough cotton. It's got to be a bit of a tension, you know, when you wick it through the coil. All right, so, and then after that, make sure the ends go in about 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter below the deck in your juice holes. Tuck it in nicely. You don't want juice to get back into the chamber and then flood it. Okay, so be aware of that. And the other thing is the deck, which pushes up against the chamber. I wish Youde had a different way of approach to doing it, you know, because if you don't get it leveled down enough and then you start screwing in the locking ring, it might sort of like strip the threads along the side. Okay, so be very careful with that. Make sure you have 2 fingers just popping it inside. Make sure the O-ring goes in, sits in the chamber properly, and it's level, and then only you screw in the locking ring. Okay, don't strip the thread, otherwise you're gonna have to buy a new one. Other than that, this tank works absolutely flawless. It's very versatile. It caters, like I said, to, you know, people who like to chuck the clouds and get good flavor out of it, and people who want to just do a good vape with mouth to lung. Okay, like what I have here, 0.8 ohm single coil build. It's very, very relaxed. Pricing in the US, I think it's going to be $30 US or a little less, okay, give and take. I saw on Origin Vape's website, they're on pre-order. They say, you know, it's going to be released sometime in mid-October. I'm not too sure about that, but I think I went to Fastech. I also saw that they are already retailing it. In stock or not, I don't know, but sometimes they don't tell you, but they're selling it for about 28 something US dollars, so it's around there. Do check it out yourself. And for Malaysians, I think it is not on our shores yet. Well, at least I know I don't see any retailers selling the Bellus RTA just yet from Youde, but if I do find out, I'm going to leave a link in the description box below for you, alright, as usual, to guide you, where you can go get one. So other than that, the Bellus RTA, to me, I think it's a versatile RTA for, different kind of vapors, and also it gives out one particular thing, very, very good flavor. If you're a flavor chaser, this is a tank to look out for. So one more vape and we'll call it a wrap. Really nice. Until I talk to you again, vape safe, have a nice day, and God bless. Bye for now.